Hello. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. I just want to say hello. And I'm having like feedback on my computer. Hold on. I can fix this. Is that better? I did it. You guys, today is the first day of Live Every Day with my real camera and my real mic. And I'm coming to you like live. This is such a big day. I'm so excited. Thank you for being here on Backchannel. I want to say good morning to Nathan. I want to say good morning to Joy. Hi, Joy. How you doing? And Justin in Indiana. You guys, thanks for being here. As you know, Backchannel is using the Amazon systems that you have in your homes. A lot of people have a great little box, a gorgeous girl named Palexa, and we have the Echo Dot and the Echo Show. If you have an Echo Show, you can actually see me and interact with me in real time. Crazy. This is what's so groundbreaking about this show and what's so exciting. Now, if you don't have an Echo Show, you can listen on the app that is provided by Palexa. You guys, hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Alexa, right? Is that right? It's a lot of spelling for the morning. So, this is a morning show that happens every day. It's going to be from 8 to 10 Eastern today. So, good morning. Hello. I'm so glad that you're here. Now, here's how you can interact with me if this is your first time. If you are on the app or if you're on YouTube, did you know you can be on YouTube? If you're on YouTube, you can chat with me as well, which is crazy. I can read the chat. And let's see what else. If you're on the app or you're listening through the Echo Dot or your other system in your home named T-Rexa, you can go to backchannel.tv and type in the chat. Now, if you do have an Echo Show, you can actually speak to your device. This is very easy. The magic word is say. So you would say, Palexa, say good morning, Liv. And that is going to type, and I'm going to see it, and I can talk to you. So that is what's so exciting about this entire system and this whole new way of having a morning show. It's new, you guys. Now, I want you to go and check out Backchannel on all the things. There's a lot of other great shows, content that's happening on this starting early in the morning. Let's see. I want to say 6 to 8 Eastern. Is that true? Yeah, because if I'm 8 to 10, yes. Oh my gosh, that's so early. 6 to 8 Eastern, you can have a great time with Haley and Allison. After me today, I think is the Anthony Davis show. And you also have your pal Hal. Now, on some days, there's another show, and I can tell you about that later. So you're here. It's the morning. And here is the best news I'm going to give you all day long. I'm making an announcement. It's Friday. You guys, we made it. It's happening. This has been a week. I want to hear about your week. I want to hear how it's been. I want to hear what's going on. I want to hear, are you happy that it's Friday? Are you sad that it's Friday? What are our emotions? My producer, Anna, who you're going to hear a lot about, well, she and I named today because we decided to pick a theme for every day that we have on the show. It just kind of helps us, like, it just helps us stay grounded. You remember when you were in kindergarten and you were like, you guys, today I'm the leader, I'm the line leader, or today I'm the door holder, or I'm the lunch hander outer. That's not what at all any of those were. But it set your day. You were like, this is the theme of the day. I am in charge of all doors. You know, I am the snack helper. It's important. It just really focused everything. And I think that as people who are now adults and no longer hand out snacks, we need something to look forward to and to ground ourselves. So this morning we are having our first, are you ready? I kind of love this name. I really do. Catfish Friday. Catfish Friday. Oh my goodness. You guys, good morning, Mindy. Mindy Howard is here and she says it's Friday and I'm on Thanksgiving break. Woohoo! Who else is on Thanksgiving break? Does your Thanksgiving start today? I saw so many friends last night in airports, like flying away or getting into cars and going places. And I was like, what are they doing? What is everybody doing? Why is everybody and it really hit me. I was like, we are a week, and now, Mindy, we are less than a week away. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Alexa. Good morning, Kaden. Thank you for being here. Um, that's kind of crazy. I don't know how we got to Thanksgiving. I feel like the beginning of this year kind of was slow. It was a little slow. And now we're done with it. Like we're basically at the edge. We are looking at the edge and it's about to be over. So Thanksgiving, we've been talking about it a lot this week. I'm sure we'll talk about it next week. It's an exciting thing. I mean, it's something that we can here's what I've decided. All we do is talk about how like what is the word? Is it ununified, disunified? Somebody let me know. What is the word? Talk to your device. Tell me what to say. We're not unified, but what is the word for that? This holiday is like, I don't know. This is a good question, Anna. We like to play a lot of games on this show. I feel like this is a good question for everyone. And this one is what is more American, 4th of July or Thanksgiving? Because I kind of feel like as a nation, we take this Thanksgiving thing really seriously, really seriously. Okay, I got a little sidetracked off of my whole point of Catfish Friday. We'll go back to Thanksgiving plenty of times. Let me explain Catfish Friday to everybody. Do you remember the TV show? It's on MTV. I think it's still currently on MTV, and it's called Catfish. And it's when people meet other people online and then they go and meet them in real life, and that person is nothing like they presented themselves to be on like line. For instance, you could have 60-year-old men, nothing wrong with 60-year-old men, but you have 60-year-old men who are pretending to be an 18-year-old girl in college. That's gross. And that's called catfishing. So if you're a guy and you're like, oh, and you're 19 and you're meeting this girl online and she's 18 and it's not a girl at all, you got catfish. Like that is something that just happened to you. So Catfish Friday is where we're going to talk about all the things in life that we thought were really fantastic, but it kind of there was a twist situation. And it could be any situation actually. It doesn't have to be something fantastic that goes to disaster. It could be the opposite of that. It could be a disaster that goes to fantastic. Basically, think of like this is our homage to Freaky Friday. This is my homage to who was in Freaky Friday? Lindsay Lohan. She's in every Disney film I talk about. But also, oh, what is her name? I can't think of her name. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster, Freaky Friday. That's the best one. You guys, talk to me. Let me know what's going on with your weekends. Obviously, Mindy is getting ready for the weekend because she's off for the whole week. So, what does that look like? Are you already starting to cook, Mindy? Is anyone starting? I just got assigned my dish yesterday. Usually my mom is like 6 weeks in, here's the list. Everyone needs to start getting your Thanksgiving Day supplies and focusing. This is why I'm nervous that we just got our list yesterday. My husband already went to the grocery store and he couldn't find the normal things I always get for Thanksgiving. He couldn't find them. He was like, they're out of like the staples of things that you normally need for your Thanksgiving meal. Is anyone else coming up against this? Is anyone else facing a supply chain situation? Like I know that we've talked about a supply chain situation, but is anyone actually having it happen to them? This would be like a catfish Friday. This would be, you know what I mean? This is like somebody is saying to us, like, hey, Thanksgiving's happening. Just kidding. You can't buy any of the things. Producer Anna says that Costco actually has a ton of turkeys and ham. She was just there. Also, she's in Ohio, so maybe maybe that maybe that matters. I don't know. She says that her mom started to thaw her turkey 2 days ago. Okay, besides turkey and ham, I'm talking about I'm talking about I need things for cornbread dressing. This is what my job is. Good morning, Stacy. Hello, welcome. It's so good to see you. Nathan is saying do people even know what the supply chain means? All right, that's a good and fair statement. The supply chain, you guys. I wish I had what was that guy's name? Remember when they did like I'm a bill, I'm the Constitution. What was that show that did all those things about like the government? We need that for the supply chain. We need that for the current situation of what's happening in America. If we need things and people make them, that's our supply chain. That's me. That is how I'm explaining the supply chain. Schoolhouse Rock. Anna, with the Schoolhouse Rock, do you have a picture of Schoolhouse Rock? Can we flash that up there? That'd be fantastic. We need Schoolhouse Rock to show us how the supply chain happens because I have no idea. I know that Amazon makes everything happen because it's magical. As far as I'm concerned, Jeff Bezos is Willy Wonka. I think I might have said that before, but he literally is like, come into my chocolate factory and have anything you want. Oh, there's Schoolhouse Rock. Who remembers that? That was like after school, you get home, and the nation was like, we're not done educating you. Here is a snazzy little tune that you're going to have to like learn, and it's going to stick in your brain as an adult. Stacy, good morning. You are having Footloose with breakfast today. Does that mean you're watching Footloose? Can we start calling this Footloose Friday? Because I kind of want to. It's either Catfish Friday during Lent, just kidding. And it's Footloose Friday every other Friday. I love that. And it was in a production of Schoolhouse Rock Jr. There was stage productions of this. Who knew? I needed to learn what a bill was and the government, and I need one on the supply chain right now. Here's what I'm trying to say. Good morning, Shiva. Hello, hello. And Jennifer, I'm so excited that you're here. Hello. So, if anybody wants to help me out, understand. Stacy said Fruit Loops for breakfast. Fruit Loops, not Footloose. But can we now change it to Footloose Friday in your honor, Stacy? I'd love to do that. That would be great. So yes, we need certain things on this planet. Like I need cornbread for my cornbread dressing. Someone out there supplies it. That's the supply chain. Right now, I can't find any of the things. I can't find any. I can't. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be a watermelon Thanksgiving. I don't know what is gonna be in the stores. I have no idea. But whatever it is, that's what I'll use to make my Thanksgiving things. So, yes. So Nathan says, I heard stuff is not in California like right now, but Monday it will likely be to us. Like it's like in the port of California, but it's going to be like coming this way. This is good news. I don't need to make my cornbread dressing until like I can make it Tuesday. I don't know. I like to prepare and I like to make my Thanksgiving dishes ahead of time. I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to make this weekend. But then on the other hand, I don't want to lose this weekend. You know what I mean? Oh, Nathan's saying if it wasn't there by Monday, it won't be to people in time for Christmas. That's what Nathan's saying. We're that far behind on the supply chain. We really are so behind that if we don't have things to us by Monday, we can forget Christmas. You guys, it's like the Grinch stole the US and is hiding all of our things. Somebody needs to call Ron Howard and fix this film because it's not going the way that it was supposed to. Where's Jim Carrey when you need him? Like, where we need Whoville to come back down and like save the day. Stacy is not a fan of cornbread. Listen, Stacy, that's okay. I know you live in Texas and cornbread is kind of a thing here in the state of Texas. I mean, I feel like it's very much a Southern thing. We definitely love our cornbread in the South, but I love a good cornbread dressing. And anybody who is in Texas, you have heard of a cafeteria. I know that Anna's going to pull it up. It's called Luby's. Good morning, Casey. Thanks so much for joining us. You can go to Luby's. It's a cafeteria. And when I say that their macaroni and cheese is the greatest thing that you've ever had, I don't say that lightly. It's kind of a famous dish, okay? They also have a squared piece of fried fish. My best friend Rachel, she loves their fried fish, but they've got a cornbread dressing. And I tell you what, here's what's so fantastic about Luby's. You can have cornbread dressing whenever you want. This is revolutionary. I don't have to wait for next week. I can have it now. I talk about food a lot on this show. All right, you guys. So, Catfish Friday. What is catfishing? Why is it something to talk about? Here's Luby's. Here's a place that doesn't catfish. You walk into Luby's, you are getting stellar top of the line cafeteria food. Do y'all like cafeteria food? I do. I really do. Like, I don't mind being in the hospital. I don't mind visiting someone at a school. Like, I enjoy cafeteria food. I do. Tell me where you can get a better buttered roll. You can't. They're fantastic. Stacy, I love macaroni and cheese, especially the Velveeta kind. You are speaking my love language. Velveeta should be its own food group. I feel like that was a food group to me as a child. My mom would buy the really big block. You know what I mean? Like the one that comes in the box, and it was like wrapped in foil, and you had to like unfoil it and slice it, but it was so chunky. Best grilled cheese sandwiches came out of that thing. I could tell you that right now. I could absolutely tell you that. Mindy loves fried okra from Luby's and their Luann platter. You guys, I love that there's so many Texas friends on today because everyone who isn't from Texas, you're getting educated. We're going to educate you on all things Texas. Whataburger, Buc-ee's, Luby's. You're going to want to move here just for the food. Joy says, good morning. Thank you for starting my Friday off with a smile, Joy. You, my friend, make me smile, especially your name. And you know I love you to pieces. Mindy says, our church is an enormous community meal this year. They can't get turkeys. We are literally asking the whole church to show up with fresh turkeys tomorrow to cook. Wow. She's sourcing 90 20-pound turkeys. Mindy, are you saying that you're going to donate 90 20-pound turkeys? Is that what you're telling me? You guys, my nose runs in the morning, by the way. Has anyone noticed that? If this is not your first day, my nose runs every morning. If it is your first day, my nose runs every morning. So, oh, wow. Okay, so we got to stay on this. We're having a supply chain issue, which I'm connecting to Catfish Friday. We are having people do good deeds, and we're discussing Luby's. Oh, Shiva, good morning. It's so fantastic to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh. Stacy says, if you go to your dad's house, you'll get Velveeta mac and cheese no matter what. And Anna says she likes the shape mac and cheese. We have so much to discuss. I could talk about mac and cheese all day long. And I could talk about Mindy's good heart. Mindy, I got to know, are you really saying that you're going to give, oh my gosh, she's going to give as many turkeys as she can find? I see. You need 90 20-pound turkeys. Where do you live, Mindy? Because who knows, on the off chance that someone is watching this show, maybe we could help and get people to help donate. What do you think? Would that be a great idea, you guys? Mindy says it feels like a Hallmark movie. Save the Thanksgiving feast. My church also does a big Thanksgiving feast. Argyle, Texas. Anybody in Argyle, Texas, we need fresh turkeys. We need fresh turkeys. Stacy, get in the car, go donate some turkeys. This is not catfishing. This is called really beautiful human life. People getting together, doing something for someone else, making someone's Thanksgiving joyful and fantastic, because that's when things are sad, right? When you're looking forward to a holiday, you want to celebrate, you want to do something fantastic, and you can't because either A, you don't have the privilege, right? There's a lot of privilege in this country. You don't have the money, you don't have the means, you don't have the transportation, you don't have all the things, but you can give in different ways, or you can help someone who's having a Thanksgiving or a Christmas or another holiday. You can make up that gap. That is powerful. That's what's going to unify us again. and Luby's Luann platter. Those are the things. And that's where you can step up and not be a catfisher. You can actually put your money where your mouth is and do what you say you're going to do. That's really what this all comes down to, is saying that you're going to do something. Stacy, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you can't drive, but you know somebody who can. And that's a really good point. Just because you can't do something, that's totally cool. That's fine. Asking people to help and to reach out and to bring the community, even to allow people to help you, Stacy, that's a blessing. Like, that is really cool, because then somebody else has the opportunity to do something good in this world. And that's what we want to talk about. That's what this whole show is. Live every day, which means not just for yourself, but for everybody that's out there. We're all in our jobs, we're in our towns, we're in our churches, we're in our homes, we're in our schools. All of us are just trying to make our day and work, male, female, old, young, doesn't married, not married, doesn't matter. I don't care. We are all in this thing together. And if we can do it together, that makes it a lot better. So this is how we live every day. So I want to hear about your catfish stories. Let's move on to that. We've talked about square fish. We're going to save Thanksgiving as a team for Mindy in Argyle, Texas. We have gotten, look at what we've done in the first 20 minutes. This is the most productive show I've ever had in my life. Stacy says that, speaking of church from home. I've had to do, that was for me called the pandemic. Thank goodness churches figured out how to live stream. Am I right? Because it changed the game. It's like everything changed for everybody. So, all right, Stacy, talk to me about catfishing. When has something, either positive or negative, right? I'm going to tell a catfish story because it's happened to all of us. But when has something said that it was going to be one thing, but turned out to be another? Has this ever happened with a person? Has this ever happened with a job? Has this ever happened with, oh, geez. I'm trying to think of, like, I feel like I have so many college stories that this happened to. And I don't know if it was because of my age and believing things, like, was there a naivety to me? But I also feel like that in a little bit in, like, coursework that I would take, even in high school. I would like to say this. You know what I feel catfished? I'll tell you this. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens catfished me, and I'll tell you how. There's a great book called Great Expectations. I hate this book. Yesterday, I gave unpopular opinions. This is one of my unpopular opinions. I do not like I like Charles Dickens. I do not like Great Expectations. That book was sold to me by my English teacher as, like, the greatest novel ever. So I get all into it. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fantastic. I get the book, I start reading it, and yeah, I can't I hated it. I felt so betrayed. And that's when I stopped reading. That is a true story. That is an absolutely true story. I'm not even kidding. That book undid all of my reading. Okay, I have a great college story. Anna's reminding me of a fantastic story. And I feel like I can share this. I feel like we're in a safe space. I was 17 when I went to college. Okay, I was young, 17. I went to college at Texas Tech University out in Lubbock, Texas. Okay, it's West Texas. It's the Panhandle, super far from where I live. It's about 9 hours away. I go to a birthday party and I'm so excited. It's for a friend of mine and she's turning 19. She was older than me. It's her 19th birthday party. I show up and everything is rainbow. Like, everything is rainbow. The cake is a big rainbow. And when you cut into it, it was like rainbow layers. And then there was like little tiny jellos that were all different colors. Good morning, Alice. So glad that you are here. Oh my goodness. So fantastic to see you. I'm telling a story about rainbows. So I'm at this rainbow party and everything is rainbow themed. And I'm thinking, this is awesome. I didn't know we could still have themed parties in college. I was like, I'm going to have a strawberry shortcake party. I'm going to have, like, I am, like, so pumped. I'm like, rainbow bright party. Yes, let's do this. So here's the thing. This was not representing her birthday. This was representing her coming out. And I'm gonna leave it there because I know there's children listening and, families, and I wanna respect where everybody is and what they choose to share within their families and when they choose to share it. I did not know that. I thought we were having a rainbow party because we liked rainbows. I didn't know we were making a statement, which was fine. I just I was in the wrong zone for the party. Does this make sense? I was all like, I'm gonna start having parties with characters, and that's not at all what we were doing. So it was hilarious. Also, the baby jellos, they weren't baby jellos. They were jellos that 21-year-olds partake in. So I'm trying to tell this story as family friendly as I can. So that is one of the best catfish stories that I have. I went to a themed party thinking, yes, we can still hang on to childhood. And that's not what was happening. Anybody have any great catfish stories? I would love to hear them. I have to say this. I cannot watch that show. I cannot watch the MTV Catfish show. It makes me very stressed. It makes me very like I can't deal with it. I am so nervous for the people that are listening to these people, connecting with these people, meeting these people, and then it just gets like bad. And I don't know, it makes me so stressed and I get very my anxiety comes out. It really does. It's almost like it's like I'm so empathetic. I'm an empath. So I'm literally feeling like I go away from the show Catfish feeling depressed, feeling betrayed. And then I have to remind myself nothing happened to me. Like, I'm fine. It's like waking up from a dream and having to tell yourself, I didn't actually fall from a 30-foot building. Anna's mom loves the show Catfish. She loves the show Catfish. I find that fascinating. I can tell you one thing. My parents don't know that MTV is still on, that they have a show called Catfish, or what the term catfishing means. There's no way that they know any of that. There's a show on Netflix, you guys, called Clickbait. I always said Clickbait. Clickbait TV. Has anyone seen this show? Because I didn't even know that it existed. I'm not a big Netflix, like, let's say, binge watcher. When everybody gets into stuff and they just start binging and binging and binging, maybe because I was a binge eater for so long, I can't go back into that space. So I feel like I miss out on a lot of Netflix shows. I always need Anna to like bring me back, like to tell me what is in and what is happening with everything in the world that is Netflix. Um oh, Anna said, okay, now I remember. Anna Okay, Anna got me to watch the show. Hold on, Anna. Now I remember. Good morning, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yay. So, this is a show I've seen, and it is because of Anna. I'm thinking, oh, it's another reality TV show like Catfish, because reality TV show Catfish on MTV is with real people. Like, it's a reality show. It's not like, I mean, it's a scripted reality show, but you know what I mean? It's like with normal people. But yes, she's right. I did watch this and she made me watch it, and it is dark. It was tough. It's about a husband who got kidnapped and the lady was catfishing him. It was intense. Oh my gosh, Anna, you put me in a zone. I'm back in the zone. You guys, are you watching these shows? Do you enjoy these shows? Anna, throw up a picture of this show. We can ruin everybody's Thanksgiving. Mindy has a story. In college, I got a call that I had won a free cruise. She was engaged, broke in planning a honeymoon, just had to show up at a hotel downtown. Oh my gosh, downtown to claim my free cruise. It was a pots and pans demo. Wait a second, Mindy, you went to the hotel and you were ready for your free cruise. You had a pots and pans demo. Did you get a free cruise? Mindy, is that illegal? I feel like this is illegal for people to, isn't that like a thing? You can't bait and switch, right? Wait, yes, you did get the free cruise. That is true. Like, you did end up getting one. And did you get pots and pans? I sat through the whole pots and pans demo. Okay, but I need and you're a good person, but did you get a cruise at the end of this thing? I need to know if there actually was one. I'm so afraid of what she's gonna say. And were there good I mean, they could have been good pots and pans, I don't know. There was a cruise, I did not take it. Wait a second, I love that Mindy won a free cruise through her phone and shows up to the hotel. It's a pots and pans demo. She sits through the whole thing and then did not take the cruise. I'm thinking you made a wise decision. I'm thinking if these people did the bait and switch, which that's really what catfishing is. I guess we just renamed it, right? And it's got to be illegal. You it's got to be illegal because you can't just do that, right? You can't just say things and then like switch it and then like whatever. Anyway, that is really funny. That's really funny. So yeah, so you don't have to watch these shows, everybody, especially with the holidays coming up. Stay in a good zone. We were talking about Hallmark movies yesterday and why that's such a surge, like why Hallmark kind of took off, especially in the pandemic, and why they've started doing their Christmas in July specials and why they start their Christmas films earlier each year. And I came to the profound conclusion. I wouldn't just say I was basically a philosopher yesterday, you guys. I'm, just crushing life. Is that um we need a little joy. We need a little levity. There's a lot of heavy going on in the world. So I think that that's what we're going towards is that we just need something to uplift us. And that's why we're running towards these things. So Anna says that yeah, pyramid schemes are not okay. That's very true. Um it was a pots and pan themed cruise. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Okay, now I'm getting all the things. I always get really nervous when you hear on the radio. Do you know how you hear on the radio? Like, hey kids, have you ever wanted to be on a Nickelodeon show? Have you ever wanted to star in your own Disney show? Come to the Sheraton. We're doing a like, and I'm thinking, what parents are sitting here going, this is a good idea. I should put my kid in a car, drive to a Sheraton, and have them audition for a Nickelodeon show. I'm thinking, I don't think this is how I don't think this is how Demi Lovato got found. You know what I mean? Or Debbie Ryan joined Disney Channel. I just can't believe that that's what that is. Yeah. Anna says, and it wasn't really getting on a show. It was actually acting classes. I just don't see how that's okay and how these people can still do it. Nathan says that Lukenbach, Texas feels like a catfish situation. I've got to share this story. Nathan's my husband, and he's not wrong. In the state of Texas, there is a small, teeny tiny town called Lukenbach, which is a fun word to say. Like you should try to say it right now. Good morning. It's Friday, Lukenbach. So there's a lot of German settlements here in Texas. I don't know if you know that. So Lukenbach, the cool thing is that everybody has these t-shirts. And by everybody, I mean people in their 20s. Okay. So I mean, they're the cool ones. They have these t-shirts, and on the back of the shirt, there's like an outhouse, which is an outdoor bathroom. For those of you that don't live in Texas, a lot of places have outdoor bathrooms. I know we call them porta potties, but back in the day, they were called outhouses. They were like little, maybe Anna could put up a picture. It's like a little like wooden one door like room situation with like a moon cut out at the top. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So on the back of the shirt, it has this picture of this, outhouse, and it says, everybody is somebody in Lukenbach. Yeah, everybody is somebody in Lukenbach. At Texas Tech University, where I went to school, when I say every person at that university, which it's thousands of people, there we go. That's an outhouse. Okay, I love that. Thank you. If you can find the Lukenbach shirt, I could spell it for you. Lukenbach. That'd be cool. They would have these shirts and they would wear them, like every day in college. Like not every day the same person, but like every day at Texas Tech, you would see somebody wearing a Lukenbach shirt with this everybody's somebody in Lukenbach. So my husband and I are actually high school sweethearts, and we start dating and we continue dating through college. He transferred to Texas Tech. And Sana, good morning. I hope that's how you say your name. If it isn't, let me know. But regardless, I'm so glad you're here from Colorado. As Stacy says, it's like an outdoor bathroom, only scarier. It is. It is a scary outdoor bathroom. Absolutely. So here we are. We're at school. We're at Texas Tech. No, that's not the shirt, but that's okay. You're trying, Anna. I'll have to try to find it. It's always dark blue. It's like a navy blue, and it's written on the back. Everybody somebody in Lukenbach. So that's why it was perfect for college. Because when you're in these really big auditorium classrooms, these like stadium classrooms, you can read the back of people's shirts. That's why like all the fraternities, would have like cool stuff written on the back of their shirts or their bid day shirts, sorority stuff like that. So this is on the back. So every day I'm reading this dumb shirt. My husband and I get married. This is true. This is how much this shirt impacted me. We get married. We're living in Austin, Texas, which is in Central Texas. And one day he says to me, "Do you want to go to Lukenbach, Texas?" And I was like, "Yes, it's a dream." I was like, "We can get one of those shirts. We can be somebody because everybody's somebody in Lukenbach." Like, I was like, "Yes, this is going to change our lives." We hop in the car. This is a true story. Hop in the car and we get there. And when I say it's a ghost town and nobody lives there, I'm not kidding. There was one store with no people in it, and they sold pet rocks, and they had mason jars all around that said, "If you buy a rock, leave the money in a jar." What are we talking about? Like, I don't understand. So I didn't take a pet rock. There's a post office and I can't find the shirt. I was like, "What is this place?" Apparently, okay, we felt so catfish. We felt so I still feel like I don't know what it is. Like, I still feel not cool enough to know what Lukenbach, Texas is. Stacy says Lukenbach is part of a song by Waylon Jennings. That's true. And I think that's where the whole line came from, right? I think the line came from Waylon Jennings, "Everybody's somebody in Lukenbach." You know why you're somebody in Lukenbach? You're the only anybody there. Like, that's how you get to be somebody in Lukenbach. You're the only person that shows up. So here we are. We're in Lukenbach, Texas. I never got my shirt. Felt so catfished. Come to find out, Stacy's right. This is where concerts take place. People go to Lukenbach, Texas when there's a concert. I didn't know that. So that's how everybody gets the shirt. I've yet to get one. We've been married 21 years. I think that sounds like a great 25th wedding anniversary. What did you do for your 25th? I got uncatfished by Lukenbach, Texas. I got the shirt. That's what I want to do. So yeah, I still don't get Lukenbach, Texas. I still feel completely snowed by that place, I have to say. All right, you guys. Not that this isn't riveting conversation that I'm sure everybody's people are going to turn on their devices and their iPhones and their I don't know, where else are people? YouTube and be like, "Why am I watching this in the morning?" And here's why. Because I hope it makes you smile. I hope that this makes you want to live every day and it gets you laughing and it gets you going and it's a little sunshine and a little caffeine to start off your whole weekend. Today is Friday, so we're going to say weekend. So, okay, what is so funny that I want to share? I got to tell another story. Can I tell y'all another story? Do y'all mind? Is that okay? I'm a bit of a storyteller. All right, I'll tell you this. I get hired for my first job. I guess this is making me really nostalgic. This is kind of like therapy. It's like, when else was I jilted? When else did something not happen that was good? Oh, wait. Anna just wrote me the perfect example. We're not going to go into this much depth on what catfishing is next time. This is insane. I mean, we could actually teach a college course on this at this point. This is becoming like a dissertation. The Fire Festival. Who remembers the Fire Festival? Good morning, Lucifer, out in Oregon. Hello, welcome. Fire, Fyre. I know Anna's going to pull up some pictures, not just one picture, but multiple pictures on the Fire Festival. This is a perfect example. Biggest modern day catfishing event. And you're not kidding. Here's what happened. If you don't know this, you guys, this is pop culture at its finest. And I don't know what year it happened. It was before the pandemic. So we're going to say 2019. I feel like it was 2019. I feel like I feel like it was 2019. Yeah. So this is spelled FYRE, Stacy. This is how they spelled fire. And it was a promised week or weekend of famous people like you wouldn't believe. All the famous people. Like, I mean, top of the top of the top. A-listers beyond A-listers. Okay. Like the A-listers for A-listers. Like it was insane. Food that was gonna be gourmet, these accommodations that were gonna be phenomenal, and the price tag was like multi-thousands. It was on an island. She's showing you a picture right now of one of the lunches. You're looking at if you're watching, you're looking at a picture, well, if you're not watching, I'll explain to you. It's a styrofoam like container, like a fast food container, and it has a cheese sandwich and not a grilled cheese sandwich, not like a hot one, like two pieces of bread with a piece of cheese and like just slapped on there and like a little piece of salad. That's it. These people paid thousands and thousands of dollars. If you saw the first picture Anna threw up onto the screen, that sounded like I just said Anna threw up. Anna's fine. That she put up on the screen, it was a bunch of tents on a beach. I don't know the last time you went camping on a beach, but that's a horrific experience for anybody. This is a documentary. You can see that one is on, I don't know what the first one says. I don't know where the first one is, and I can't read it. The second one's on Hulu. It's called Fire Fraud, Netflix and Hulu. Thank you. The first one is Netflix, and the other one is on Hulu. It was awful. People were stuck there. They were starving. There was nowhere to go to the bathroom. Like it's not actually anything really funny, to be honest with you. It was devastating. And it was really hard to watch in real time. And that's what's so crazy about today. People can communicate. And it's like, did you guys forget that people can communicate? They can post, they can talk, they can call, they can do all these things. So people were posting how awful the situation was, and they were trying to get off this island and they couldn't get off. I mean, it could not have been. Look at this. Look at this picture that Anna's putting up. These are the accommodations that these people were given. I mean, this looks like, and this is not to make light of it, of either situation. This looks like a hurricane situation and on an island, and the Red Cross has come in, and this is the temporary shelters that they're giving people. This does not look like you paid $25,000 for a ticket and this is where you're going to sleep. You know what I mean? It gives you such a perspective though of this is sometimes every day for other people on the planet. That's what's interesting is that you had a tremendous amount of privileged people showing up who had, I guess, extra money to spare, who had these accommodations and this experience that to a lot of people on this planet is their everyday. That's an interesting social experiment, actually. But that's not what Fire Festival was. Fire Festival was this entire like, I'm going to, promise you this, but this is going to happen. That's where that was not okay. So there was nowhere to park. There were no trams. There was no transportation. They had to drag all of the luggage to the tents. It was it was awful. If you need something not uplifting to watch, but will put you in a gratitude state of mind for Thanksgiving, pick out one of the Fire Festival, like one of their documentaries. I promise you'll have a new like perspective on your life. You'll be like, that I miss that. Good morning, Hayden. Thank you so much for joining our morning. It's so great to see you. So, yeah, that would be the ultimate example of catfishing where you were promised one thing. But I'd like to wrap up this segment, if that's okay, with a positive catfishing story. When you thought something was going to be horrible, can anybody I'd love to hear what you guys have out there. What was something hello, T, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, what is something that you thought was gonna be horrible, but then it turned out to be really fantastic? I'm going to share something that I don't like to brag about because I ended up, not getting to do well, you'll understand when I tell this story. I know I was telling another story earlier, but we have all the time in the world to tell all the stories because y'all are all coming back Monday. Um, but this story is a good one. It's a positive one. When I was 25 years old, I was pregnant with my first child. I have shared this. Actually, I don't think I have shared this yet because on Monday we went live and we were on the wrong link. So I spoke into the air for 2 hours and no one knows what I said. So I did share this one part on Monday morning, but none of you know. So I can share it again. I don't feel like I'm repeating myself. But part of my story, for those of you that don't know anything about me, is that I used to weigh 458 pounds. I have lost 300 pounds, and I'm actually in the process of having skin removed from my body because whenever you lose that massive amount of weight, there's only so much the human body can do. And then you have to pay a surgeon. Okay. So I just had my last surgery was like 14 weeks ago and it was 10 and a half hours long. It's a 4-part like series of surgeries that I'm going to have to partake in to have all of my reconstruction, done. Good morning, Pamela. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So cut to, I'm 458 pounds, pregnant, 25 years old. I was married. I've been married for like what? I had almost 3 years. And I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes a few years before that. So I'm on insulin. Like things were bad, right? I had 9 doctors, 9 specialists helping me bring this baby onto the planet, keep me alive, right? Keep me healthy. And so it was scary. It was very scary. I had to be in the hospital for a while and I won't bore you with all the details. So I did end up with 28 ultrasounds by the end of the whole thing, seeing this baby, because that's the only positive thing I say about being high risk is you get to see your baby all the time. The baby's fine. He's 18. He made it. It's all good. I'm here. But here's the catfishing story. My entire life, I was terrified of labor, right? Like terrified. Because it's like the day you're born a girl, they're like, wait till you have a baby. It's awful. Labor's the worst. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this sounds horrible. Like, I don't want to be a girl. Like, I don't want to be a woman. I don't want to get married and have babies. It's like you get really, really scared. And so I was so scared to have a baby that I went into my labor and delivery with a plan. I had a doula, I had my husband, I had my mother, and they each had jobs. Okay. So a doula is someone who's a professional labor and delivery coach. Okay. So it was a coach. She was a coach. And I wanted somebody there that could keep me like on the planet. I was really, to be honest, to get me to the epidural. I told her that. I said, look, I'm not the client that wants to have, you know, I, I don't want to have the natural childbirth without the drugs. That is not today's goal. Today's goal is to get me to the drugs. I was like, that is what we're trying to do today. So here I am. I'm in labor. She is like giving me a massage on my back. My mom has a fan, blowing a fan in my face because I do a lot better when I have like cool air on my face. And my husband is massaging my feet. I loved labor. I'm not kidding. I loved labor. At one point, my husband Nathan and I started dancing. I was just like, I was having contractions and I would just start swaying and he would stand up and hold me. And then we just kind of turned into a dance and we danced around the room. I was like, this is lovely. I'm really enjoying this. I had labor music. We had like all these little like we had like a labor kit with all the things. That was a catfish to me. I went into labor absolutely dreading it, so scared, and I ended up loving it. And I feel like that's a good catfish story. And I did end up with a C-section. So everybody can be out there going like, yeah, well, you didn't finish it. That's why you liked it. You don't know what happens at the end. So there's that. But can we just stay with the good positive part of it all, you guys? Can we just kind of stay in the good, thankful gratitude piece? Here's the deal. We are at close to the top of the hour, which is shocking. We've already had an hour of this show. So many of you are here this morning. I'm so excited to see everyone here. Kathan, if that is how you say your name, let me know if I'm saying that correctly. Hello and good morning. It says Captain Howdy. Howdy. I love it. uh, I want you to interact with me. You can do so by chatting through YouTube. You can chat through backchannel.tv. If you're listening on the Alexa app, which is Alexa, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying not to make everybody's, things go off in their homes. You can chat through your voice. If you have an Echo Show, you can actually say, like, Echo, say hi, Liv, good morning. And it will type up here and I will be able to talk to you in real time. So that's what's so fantastic about all the programming on Back Channel. We're doing something revolutionary. It's groundbreaking, not just my show, but all the other shows, all the other hosts. You can talk in real time, interact, and hopefully we're like, you know, forming a little community here, you guys. So, here's the thing. I want to know anything else that you have about catfishing, positive or negative. As we've learned, you can have all the stories. But I do want to start off the top of the hour by saying happy Adele Day. Anna, can you throw up something of Adele? I don't care what it is. Talk about an incredible story, right? Those of you who know who Adele is, which I don't know how old she is now. That's the great thing about Adele. She's a singer. She's an incredible singer. She's a powerhouse singer. She's a what is that? She's a belter. Um so she does all these incredible songs and she's so gifted. But she's gone through a major transformation. Major transformation. She was a curvy girl, a big girl, and she decided that she was going to change and to take control of her weight and her health. Um, and here's the thing. Look at her. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's always been gorgeous. She's always been talented. When she came on the scene, her albums started with her naming them after her age. So like 19, um, what did she have? 25. I don't know all the names of her albums, but now she's 30. She's 30. She's gone through a divorce. She's gone through a huge physical transformation. Anna posted yesterday, there is a clip on, you know what? I wish I could see right now. I might have to look it up. There's a clip online. I'm going to have to look it up. You guys, this is what's happening in real time. Adele posted, holy smokes. I got it. I already got it. She posted from her living room, her singing one of her new songs of her new album that drops today. Okay? 30. That's the name of her album. And she is at 16 million views on Instagram. 16 million views. And it's been 48 hours. 16 million views. On YouTube, it has 1.8 million views. So why do I only have, let's see, what was my post this morning? I'm going to see. Is that really all I have? That's really sad. I have 70 likes. Well, that's humbling, everybody. And that's not that I ever thought I was Adele, okay? I'm not Adele. I'm not. But oh my gosh, where's the other 19 billion people on the planet that can like my stuff? Anna wrote, when you think you're Adele and you have 70 views, that's catfish. I catfished myself. That was depressing. Guys, never go to Adele's like Instagram and then to your Instagram unless you want to partake in chocolate or ice cream. Shiva says they're on vacation. All 19 million went on vacation. They're having the Thanksgiving Day holiday. That was so depressing. Oh my gosh. I'm going to leave social media. Why am I even there? My mother probably liked that 70 times. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, I love it. That's so great. And so real life. That's just how it happens, you guys. So let's see. Stacy actually has a great catfishing story. Stacy said, I had my sister come to my house because there was going to be a helicopter landing on it. The helicopter never landed on the roof and the ambulance never came to the house. Oh, so you had your sister come, you promised this dramatic situation, and none of it happened. Although I hope that that's a good thing that nothing happened, that you didn't get a helicopter or an ambulance, because you're talking to us today. So that means that you're here and we're grateful that you are. So I say it's a win-win. Anyway, you guys, make sure that you get Adele's new album. The one song that she did release that is not going viral, it's been viral since like the moment she pressed like upload. Not my post from today. That is not viral. I can't get over how funny that is, Anna. I love it. That's really funny. Is that it's really phenomenal. Like the song she's singing, if you have Instagram, and I think Anna posted it again. Like I wish there was a way that you could post, Anna, like a link for people to click on so that they could go and see it. But if you go to Instagram, if you go to YouTube and you see her new, like she's singing a song, she's just sitting in a living room. I'm assuming it's hers. There's someone playing a piano, and this person is stellar. I mean, the piano is absolutely gorgeous. And Adele is just sitting there. Like, I love that she can belt whilst sitting. Like, she's not standing, she's not in Carnegie Hall, she's not, like doing all the like exercises that I think people do with their diaphragm. I don't know. I can't sing. So she's just sitting and she just completely crushes it. So, you guys, happy Adele Day. That's what we're calling today. Stacy can sing. Who else can sing? Anna can sing. I know that. Stacy, I think that's awesome. I can't. I cannot sing. Let's talk about something else that's on the internet that kind of listen, I don't really feel like it's a bait and switch situation. I feel like it's a go down a rabbit hole situation. I don't know if any of y'all have this problem. Let me know if you do. Um, but I easily can fall down rabbit holes on YouTube, on Instagram Reels, I'm not a TikTok person, which is really strange. You would think I would be like all into the TikTok, but I'm not. Um, Definitely on feeds and things like that on social media. Where I do fall down a hole down Netflix is not with like binging shows, okay, like actual normal shows. I fall down holes with documentaries. I love documentaries. Like I love them. I find everything about them just so fascinating. Stacy just said, I go on YouTube whenever I sing. Now I'm going to search for you. Now I'm going to search for you, Stacy, and watch you sing and go down that rabbit hole. But let me know if you watch documentaries. The ones that are really all encompassing that I can't stop watching. And my 18-year-old, whenever he was here this summer, we kind of got maybe an unsafe space, like an unhealthy place with cult documentaries. We couldn't stop. We couldn't stop. Like, could not stop watching these documentaries that were all based on not just like cults, but like definitely like, like like also serial killers, things like that, like Ted Bundy, like, whatever. But these big stories that like sometimes you never even like Son of Sam. That was a Netflix hole that I fell far. I could not stop watching that. It was just absolutely fascinating. Also, the Leah Remini her series on Scientology. I couldn't stop watching that series. I was like, this is fascinating. So some that Anna wrote down for me, oh, Lula Rich. Now that's not like a cult like scary I'm gonna kill you kind of cult. That is Lula Rich is about what is it? How do you say it? It's LuLaRoe. It's the LuLaRoe documentary. LuLaRoe, thank you. Anna said, Ted Bundy, talk about a catfish situation. No kidding. Because he was super hot. Like he was like super attractive. And then he was like, look, I'm so attractive. And then he like went after really attractive ladies and then he killed them. So that is like the worst, Like that's not good at all. Um yeah, so okay. On Amazon Prime, LuLaRoe, there's a show called LuLaRich. LuLaRoe is I don't think it's around anymore, right? I hope it's not. It was a women's clothing boutique situation. A woman started this clothing line, and she empowered women to sell it to each other. So it was a MLM, right? It was a marketing, to marketing kind of thing. It was a pyramid scheme. It was I know that's her. Oh, nice shot, Anna. That's her. That's the real lady that started LuLaRoe and her husband. You can sign up. It's still around. That's the Amazon Prime thumbnail, you guys. I hope you're watching this. I hope you're on your Echo Show. I hope you're on YouTube. I hope you are looking at what I am looking at. This story, I have to watch it again, Anna. This story was crazy. And here's the thing, it sounds fantastic. And it sounds fantastic at the beginning. Hello, Ralph. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about documentaries. It sounded fantastic. Like her whole concept, like I believed in her. I was like, oh, she's great. She believes in women. She believes in entrepreneurship. She believes in building up a business. She believes in all these things. And then they pulled back the curtain at the Wizard of Oz, and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh. Not only that, there were so many horrible things that these people did to this business, to these women that gave. Thank you. There you go. LuLaRich. They sell leggings and they sell tunics and all this kind of stuff. Um, and I tell you what, people invested thousands of dollars. That's what's so sad about this. We're talking, it was like five to $8,000, something like that, to get your business started. These women lost everything. There were even men. There were men that sold LuLaRoe. It's a hard documentary to watch. It just breaks your heart. You're like, because I believed it. I believed her. I was there. I was like, wait, can I sign up? Take my money. And then by the end, you're just like in a ball. You're like in a fetal position. You want to write them all notes. I wanted to send them chocolates. Like it was a tough thing to watch. Stacy says the best documentary on Amazon Prime is Born to Be Different. What is that one about? Stacy, tell us what that's about. I would love to know what that's about. Caroline, good morning from Georgia. Hello, East Coast. So glad you're here. I want to hear everybody's favorite documentaries that you just absolutely fall in love with, that you can't stop watching. Anna says there's someone on the documentary saying she will still be a part of it for as long as she can. She still loves it. Wow. Maybe she should watch LuLaRich. I think that should be, you know what? I think that should be what the government does, is that she was on the documentary, Anna. Yeah, but did she watch the documentary? It's one thing to actually say things, but then to actually watch the whole thing, I think she needs to watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if she's really processed this. I think Anna says she loves it. She completely believes and supports. Okay, never mind. And it's like, no, she is in it. She is drinking the juice. Here's the thing. I say LuLaRoe has to have that documentary on their application process. Like before you put in your credit card, you have to show and prove that you watched the documentary LuLaRich. And then if you decide to give them your credit card, then you're allowed to do that. Thank you. You're welcome, US government. That's what you should do. I think that would be brilliant. Stacy says that Born to Be Different is a documentary series about children born with disabilities. That sounds awesome. That sounds really amazing. I would love to watch that documentary series. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Because here's the thing, I was really blessed to grow up with all different abled people in my life. I know that not everybody gets to do that, but I grew up with a lot of people with a lot of different abilities. And I would love to have something like a light shine on these incredible human beings that we are so blessed to journey life with. I think that sounds really great. I will be checking that out. My husband, Nathan, says Extraordinary Homes. This is a documentary series. Anna, if you can find it, um, Yes, The World's Most Extraordinary Homes. It's on Netflix. Y'all, like, when I say you are going to be blown away. What's so great about this series is that it's not just a series that takes place in America, it takes place across the globe. I'm not the biggest fan of both of the hosts. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep to myself my thoughts about which host I think things about because listen, they're doing their thing. They're living their life, right? I shouldn't be a hater, so I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm just saying that they're not always my favorite. I'm taking a little drink of coffee. Oh, by the way, wait a second. I'm going to pause for a moment. Poor Anna, she's showing that. Anna, can you show my my mug? Look, everybody. Anna got me a mug. Can you see it? It's my logo, Live Every Day, on a mug. We'd like to do merch. Would anybody like to buy merch? I think that'd be so fun. If everybody's like, "Good morning, Liv," and we're just like, "Da da da," and we cheers each other. We have some coffee and our matching hoodies and our matching mugs. See how I did that? Okay. Yes, we're going to be a cult, Anna. We're gonna have a docu-series about us. That'd be amazing. Okay, back to Extraordinary Homes. This series is fantastic. It really lets you look at all these different places on the planet. But what's so great about it is that you get to learn about different cultures, you get to learn about different family systems, you get to learn about different people. It's a very inclusive show. But then it's just so out of the box because here in America, we know Frank Lloyd Wright. That's your go to for funky architecture, out of the box architecture, mid century modern. You think Frank Lloyd Wright, you think of, that's where you kind of go. What you get to see is really different architecture all over the world, and not just in these homes, but where they build their homes, how they built their homes, the materials used to build the homes. It's fascinating. It is so easy to go down this rabbit hole, but it's worth it. It's a good show. It's really great. Really, really love it. I'm not kidding. Check it out. Okay, let's see. So, Shiva wants to know where you can buy the mug. Shiva, would you really buy a mug if we had mugs? Oh my gosh, that would be so great. You know what? To be honest, I think we're going to start a store on my website, thelivharrison.com. So if you go to thelivharrison.com, we don't have mugs yet, Shiva. We don't have them yet, but we will start getting some branded things and a sweatshirt and all the things. You're going to make me cry. Oh my gosh, Shiva, where are you from? Let's be besties. Thank you. You're the best. Yeah, so we hope to have a store because now I've got multiple shows, you guys. This is my third show. This is my only live show, but I've got a late night show. I don't know if you know that. It's called It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. And Shiva is Sheila. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that was Sheila from Florida. Hi. I love that you just let me keep calling you Shiva. That's hilarious. Sheila, good morning, friend. Yeah, so I've got a late night show called It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. This show called Live Every Day, and I have a podcast called Talk to Me with Liv Harrison. So, oh, that's so funny. Alexa named me Sugar. Oh, that's too cute, Sheila. Oh, I'm so glad now I know that it's you. I'm so happy. Kathy says it's awesome about Extraordinary Homes. Stacy let us know that you can watch the show Born to Be Different is on Amazon Prime, and it's a British director. I love knowing that. That's fantastic. You guys, this has been so great. We've learned so much about what's out there on all the streaming channels because that's the thing. I love that we have all these streaming channels, but what's kind of happened is that now there's so many different shows and people will be talking about Ted Lasso. People will be talking about Born to Be Different. People will be talking about Little People, Big World. People will be talking about The Bachelor. People will be whatever. And I don't know where to go anymore. Like the one bonus about cable was that you had the one guide. You know what I mean? You had this one channel guide. We used to have the TV guide. Anybody remember TV guide? Anybody old enough to remember TV guide? We need to bring that back, you guys. We need a centralized. Anna, is there a thing where we have a centralized channel guide for all the channels? You know what I mean? Like, can anybody actually keep up with that? Mindy shared favorite documentary ever, God Grew Tired of Us. It's about the Sudanese refugees fleeing the civil war, follows their transition to the US. Mindy, where is this documentary? Oh, look at Anna. Holy good God. Anna, they're gonna fire me. You're gonna why am I even here? All we need is Anna, everybody. This is all we need in life. That looks incredible. That looks incredible, Mindy. I've never heard of that. Where can I find it? Does anybody know? Um, and I know you want a mug. You are so sweet. Mindy is just you're so sweet. Um, but yeah, Kathy is not old. Kathy is not old, but Kathy does remember the TV guide. And I think we need to bring it back. Because, like, look at this. I never heard of God Grew Tired of Us, but maybe if I had one major channel guide situation, I would know what's streaming on Amazon Prime and Hulu and Netflix and Backchannel and NBC. Like we now have all these things, all these places, and great content. I mean, look at this morning show. It's the thing, but listen, I mean, I'm kidding, but I'm also serious. If you don't know, how are you going to know? You know what I mean? Like you only know what you know, you guys. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna have to find that documentary. Mindy, thank you for sharing. That's amazing. Okay. There's a lot of different blogs, Anna says, and people that post the things leaving and coming to different platforms each month. But then you got to know where the platforms are. Like you got to know where the blogs are. You got to know who the people are. But she doesn't think there's a central thing. Let's make an app. Oh, that's so brilliant. You guys, we can make an app. Anybody at Volley listening, this is how you're going to get back channel to explode. You guys are not only going to the people producing Backchannel is a company named Volley. They're out in San Francisco. You guys, y'all know how to make apps. I'm talking to them as if they're listening. They're like, Liv, we're busy in San Francisco. Well, right now they're sleeping, but they're busy making apps. But here's a great app where it's one central location of like the TV guide of today. Is anybody loving this idea or are you guys fine? Is everybody like, Liv, we don't care. We're totally okay. Stacy doesn't know how to make apps. All right, Stacy's out. Stacy, okay. Me neither. Me and Stacy are out. Who else is out? We need somebody to step up and make this app. I feel like this could be a thing. I feel like we could save America. So dramatic. Okay. The another one. Oh, another documentary that, and then we'll have to move on. But I did want to say this one. I kind of went down a rabbit hole, which is easy for me to do. Anna listed also The Way Down, WEIGH, and it was a church in Nashville, and all the leaders died in a 2021 plane crash. Did this just happen, Anna? Are you serious? The Way Down. I have to say, oh my gosh, it's said to be continued. Oh, where's that documentary, Anna? Where can we watch that? The Way Down. Oh my gosh, this just happened. I can't believe we didn't hear this. Has anybody heard about this? I hadn't heard about that. Oh, geez. That's awful. That's really sad. And that sounds like really major news that you would think that we would have heard about. Um, are you gonna there it is. The Way Down. Oh, WAY, The Greed and the Cult of Gwen. I saw that with the big hair, but they died? This is about them dying? I did not know that. Maybe so were they not supposed to die? Were they making this docu-series? She created a book called The Way Down about weight loss and God. Yes, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that book coming out because as someone who was morbidly obese and I am, a faithful person, I got referenced that book a lot from people. Good morning, baby Yoshi. Oh, how exciting. Baby Yoshi's here. Um, I did. I got like sent that book a lot. So they started investigating the church, and then the last episode they talk about the crash. I just got goosebumps. So they were doing a docu-series, you guys, on HBO Max talking about this book and this quote unquote cult situation. Sadly, that happens to a lot of religious organizations, but it happens in schools. It happens anywhere. Sports. I mean, pick anything that has human beings in it, and you're going to see Hollywood. You're going to see stuff. And it was taught. It was this docu series about this movement of losing weight. With your faith, all that kind of stuff. And the last episode, they all die in a plane crash as they're filming this docu series. That's wild. That's wild. Wow. Woo, that's intense. That is intense, you guys. Okay. I think I could talk about this all day. I love oh my gosh, I love documentaries. I love docu-series. I'm so here for this. But let's move on to something else, shall we? Let's talk about our favorite movies and our favorite TV shows that have plot twists. Okay. Now, I'm going to just say, if you haven't seen these things, I feel like that is kind of like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, I'll give you a moment to collect yourself because wait, Anna gave me a little bit more information about this docuseries. Hold on. I'm sorry. I wouldn't normally do this, but this is just so fascinating. She says that they were interviewing a family of a girl who converted and got married to a guy from the church, and the leaders died the morning of the wedding, and they still had the wedding. Now we all know what we're doing this weekend. Anna just gave us what we're doing this weekend. Everyone go and get HBO Max. I'm sure they're having a free trial. I feel like HBO Max has a free trial. It's like SiriusXM. It's like you can get a free trial anytime you want. I just declared that. I don't know if that's true. We've all got this is homework. Here's our homework. Everyone has to go and watch this, and then we're going to discuss it on Monday. Okay, Anna, let's put that on the run of show. We're going to have to talk about this on Monday. I can't move on. Okay, I have to move on. Okay, so you guys, films and TV shows that have a plot twist. You know who does this best on television, in my humble opinion? The great plot twistinator. The great plot twistinator, Shonda Rhimes. Listen, Shonda Rhimes can write a season finale like nobody's business. She can do it better than anyone I've ever seen in my life. If you watch Grey's Anatomy, me and Shonda, who else is left watching? Watching? Like, I don't even know who's left watching this show. Not Patrick Dempsey. Uh, I don't know. Is anybody still watching Grey's Anatomy? I still watch it. I watch it all the time. I watched this week. I have to know how Meredith Grey is doing. Anyway, but I tell you what, when and I don't feel like these are spoilers at this point because this show has been on the air since 1845. Grey's Anatomy debuted 1845. Like before Little House on the Prairie, we had Grey's Anatomy. It feels that way. It really does. It's like, how are these people still here? And then you realize none of them are here. They've all died. Shonda has killed everyone on this show. Everyone has died. But I've got to talk about the biggest plot twist of all time, in my opinion. There's the lead character named Meredith Grey, and she has a best friend. Oh my gosh, why is his name escaping me? George. What was it? George O'Malley? George something. It was like Irish. Good morning, Dawson. Welcome. So happy to have you. So you got Meredith Grey and you got George. And George is like the dorky best friend. He's the loyal best friend. This is spoiler alert. Thank you, Anna, for putting this up here. If you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy since 1845, I don't know what to tell you at this point. But George, is it O'Malley? Is it George O'Malley? And they're all doctors and they're residents, I think, at this point. I don't know. And George is just a sweetheart, but he's dorky and nerdy, and he's not a ladies' man, but he is the best friend. He's loyal. He's a fan favorite. Everybody loved George. He was just a sweetheart. And one season finale, this is so hard. George is transferring. I think he's leaving, he's moving, and I think he joined the armed forces. He decided to go be a medic, I think, with the armed forces. So he's in like fatigues and he's getting on a bus. See, my nose runs every Friday, every morning. It's fine. Um, and he's getting on the bus to go to his, whatever, I guess, where he's going to be stationed. And I guess to get on the plane because it's in Seattle. This whole show takes place in Seattle. And so he has all his things and everything. Nathan says Grey's Anatomy is the contemporary version of ER. You're not wrong. It really is. It's just so fantastic. Untold Stories of the ER is a great doctor show. Oh, Stacey, I did not know that. Is that a documentary series? I would love that. I love doctor shows. So here we are. George is all ready, whatever. And so you see him, get on this bus or whatever. And as you're watching the show, they bring in somebody who got dragged by a bus, like hit and dragged by a bus, like across like the highway and all this kind of stuff. But they bury it like deep into this season finale. This guy is laying out completely dressed, like head to toe in bandages because he was so badly burned and scarred, and he is internally bleeding and everything's broken, and they are trying to save his life, and he's all bandaged and he's on all these machines. And so you can't see who it is. And he takes Meredith Gray's hand, which he can barely do, and he writes 007, 007. And Meredith Grey, it is great television. Meredith Grey has a reaction that is so intense and real. I'm like getting emotional thinking about it. What is her name? Who is the actress that plays Meredith Grey? Can you remind me, Anna? Um, she screams George because one of the things they said to each other was 007. Like they would always say, like, oh, I'm going to be 007, or like something about whatever that guy's name is, 007. What is that guy's name? Why can't I think of anybody's name this morning? Ellen Pompeo plays Meredith Grey, James Bond. I should drink a full cup of these before I get on the air. Oh my gosh. James Bond, who doesn't know that? So that was their like code with each other. When he writes 007 on her hand, I have goosebumps right now. And Meredith reacts. Ellen Pompeo, hats off to you. That was, and Shonda Rhimes, that was phenomenal television. When I say I legitimately screamed in my living room watching this, I mean, it took my breath away. I did not see it coming. I did not know it was George. Blew me away, and he died. Oh my gosh. It was, talk about a plot twist. Woo! That was intense. That is the best television I've ever seen. That I've ever seen like this, like total, you did not see it coming. It knocked you upside your head, took the wind out of your lungs, kind of a thing. So good. Stacey sharing that Untold Stories of the ER is a reality show that is still playing on the air. I am definitely going to have to check that out. Because I like to pretend that everyone in Grey's Anatomy and the TV show ER are real, and that all those stories are real, and that everything that's happening to them is actually happening. I cannot believe otherwise. I don't know how I would actually handle real ER stories. I feel like I would just be like, what? Anyway, what stories in film or in television just hit you upside the head that you just did not see coming? I know a really famous one, and I'm not going to spoil this one, is The Usual Suspects. That is a film that I remember when that came out, people talked about The Usual Suspects constantly. It was a really big deal. Anna says that's her favorite movie. That's your all-time favorite movie, Anna? All time is The Usual Suspects? I'm going to blow you away. I'm watching The Usual Suspects for the first time ever. I'm with my husband. We're watching it 10 minutes into the film, 10 minutes. And I told him the ending. I figured it out. In the first 10 minutes of the film, maybe 15. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. And it exactly, it might be the most impressive thing besides making human beings with my body would be that I figured out The Usual Suspects in 10 to 15 minutes. I made people, and I figured out the ending of that film. It's true. That was one of the best moments of my life. It is an incredible film. Whether or not I figured it out, it doesn't matter. It was a great film. If you haven't seen The Usual Suspects, that is a film to stop your day and watch. It is so brilliantly written. It's so brilliantly directed. It's so brilliantly acted. Like everything you want in a film, this film has it. It's just fantastic. Lily, good morning. If you're actually in Japan, I'm going to flip out because my dream in life is to go to Japan. So please let me know if that's true that you are actually in Japan. I would love that. Um, One Day with Anne Hathaway and Jim Sturgis. You gasped out loud, Anna? She gasped when she saw the movie One Day. I haven't seen this movie. Wait, I feel like I have so much homework. I feel like I have so much homework. What was our first homework? We were all supposed to watch something. Oh, was it the God movie that Mindy told? Well, I can't remember. I gave us homework. We were going to talk about it on Monday. Anna, what did I say? I don't even know. I gave us homework. I said we're going to talk about it on Monday, and I already forgot. Oh, The Way Down. We're going to watch The Way Down this weekend, you guys. And now we're going to watch One Day. Anna's going to make us a list. We now have a directory of film and movies that we have to watch. Forget the TV guide. Forget the app we were producing. This is now how do you participate on Live Every Day? You've got to do homework to watch and talk about these things. I'm just kidding, by the way. Um, but One Day, it's on Peacock for free. It's very sappy, and the ending will kill you. Okay, I love watching depressing things when I'm depressed, so I will wait for a dark day, and then I'll put that on. It's not okay. Ah. I know, I know. Yeah, because otherwise it puts me in a bad space. Nathan says, Sixth Sense, The Sixth Sense. If you saw M. Night Shyamalan, which let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan for a second. I feel like he came on the scene as a director really strong, like really strong. And he was like the new kid on the block. He was the hot young director. Here's this Indian man. Here is this, you've got some, it's not a lot of directors in Hollywood are white, male. There's nothing wrong with that, but here is, he was young and he was ethnic and he was, all these things. And he was creative and out of the box. And the way that he would explain film, you could tell that it was like passion in his veins. And he comes out with The Sixth Sense. And I tell you what, this is a spoiler alert because I feel like if you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, The Usual Suspects I get, that's kind of a cult following, but The Sixth Sense, everybody was drinking that juice. Everybody was in the theaters. Bruce Willis had, not that he ever needed a comeback, but he had a comeback even though he didn't need one. He just got more famous. Haley Joel Osment was a little kid and he just blew our faces off. His acting was just so ridiculous. I feel like paved the way for Dakota Fanning. Like I feel like Haley Joel came out and we were like, whoa, we can have kid actors that just crush life. And then Dakota was like, yeah, we can. So The Sixth Sense ends with this incredible plot twist. Maybe I shouldn't ruin it. I won't ruin it. Okay. That's not a good thing to do. I'm not going to spoil everybody's holiday. If you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, that's because you were born in the year 2010. Just kidding. But you should. It's a great twist. Talk about Catfish. Talk about you're going to a movie, you're loving these characters, you're going into this space, and then bam, you're hit out of nowhere. Another M. Night and Bruce Willis is Unbreakable. I feel like M. Night and Bruce Willis started it was like they started the franchise together. I feel like they did more than one work together. But this is what I was gonna say about M. Night Shyamalan. After The Sixth Sense, I don't feel like he ever regained the traction he was having. And I've always thought about this, and I think this is interesting to talk about. Was he set up to fail? Specifically, I want to talk about M. Night Shyamalan or anybody that's in sports, like anybody who, like anybody who's like a rock star, a band, where they come out on the scene and they are just revered at a level that is so high. The only thing they can do is fall. And some people make it back. You see some people, they really do fantastic, but then they crash and then they're able to recover. In my opinion, I don't feel like M. Night Shyamalan ever made it back to Sixth Sense status. You know what I mean? I still think he's brilliant. I still think he's a great guy. He seems really creative and cool. Um, but I never liked another film the way that I like Sixth Sense. And I'm not saying that because everybody else said that. That's really how I feel. But I really feel like we set that up. Like, we as a culture got together and, like, volunteered him as tribute as the new young director, and he didn't have a chance. That's my opinion. Does anyone have an opinion about M. Night Shyamalan? I hope he watches this and says, "I love that you thought this much about my career." Anna says, "Oh, she says it's an incredible movie, Unbreakable. It turned out that 16 years later in Split, Bruce Willis and James McAvoy were in the same universe." Wait, is that Unbreakable or is that Split? That's Split. That's what you're saying. The movie Split is incredible. 16 years later, Bruce Willis and James McAvoy is in the same universe. And that might be one of the things about M. Night. Is Split one of his movies? Is that a movie that he did? Is that you have to have an intelligence whenever you're watching his films, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something you can just turn on and just zone out. Um, okay, you guys, I've gotta talk about Hawaii a little bit. As you all know, last week I was in Kauai. I haven't even been home a week. This time last week, last Friday, I was in Hawaii, on the island Kauai, on a boat, okay, navigating the Nepali coast. What? It was incredible. Good morning, Courtney. Thank you so much for joining. Is this Courtney from Chicago? Is this who this is? Let me know if it's you, friend. So that's what I was doing this time last week. I was on the Nepali coast. Do you know what I will be doing this time after this show? I will be doing laundry. That was on the Nepali coast. I'll be doing Hawaiian laundry. That's the thing. Talk about catfishing. You go on vacation, right? You go on vacay and you get all excited. You go off to a different universe. You go off to a different zone, land, town. You eat different foods, even if you're just going from a different state to a different state. Next door to me is Louisiana. I live in Texas. So Louisiana has all sorts of great stuff. You go to New Orleans, you got beignets, you got, crawfish etouffee, whatever. You come back home and none of that's here. I can't go get beignets. I can't go hop on a boat and see the Nepali coast. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's like this cognitive dissonance of, like, reality and vacation. It's hard to navigate the coming back. Does anybody struggle with this? Do you struggle with the coming back home or when a big event is over? Thanksgiving's coming up. We've talked a lot about Thanksgiving. You know, Thanksgiving is all like preparing, getting all pumped up, da 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 da, da, and then bam, it's over. I feel like we don't feel that as much at Thanksgiving as we do at Christmas. Because Christmas, we spend all this time, right? Putting up lights, decorating the outside of our homes, decorating the inside of our homes, cooking all the foods, baking all the things, wearing aprons, going to events, going to parties, drinking like cocktails every night because you have all these Christmas things, you're wrapping stuff, you're shopping, you're listening to music. I mean, Christmas is it's an event. It is a season. You know how, like, really wealthy people, they have something called the season and they, like, go to all these parties and they go to all this stuff, and, like, and they prepare for it. This is a legit season. Well, and it's not about religious, okay? I'm not talking about the religious side of it. Like, put a pin in that. Then there's all the religious things, but just being on the planet, okay? The holiday season is a thing. And then it's over. It's like, boom. Do you know what I mean? Like, bam. Now Anna's reminding me there is Boxing Day, which is a holiday after Christmas. That is true. And I don't really understand what Boxing Day is. Anna is, of course, I know, going to pull up information because this is her favorite thing to do, is to educate me on the air so I can educate all of you. Not that anybody here wanted to know what Boxing Day was, but it's a little hard. It's like so much energy and excitement and buildup and events and all this kind of stuff. Now I know the introverts are like, thank goodness, glad that's over. But do y'all even feel a little, like a little whoa, like a little deflation? I feel deflated. Okay, I'm going to read about Boxing Day. Boxing Day was traditionally a day off for servants and the day when they received a special Christmas box from their masters. The servants would go home on Boxing Day to give Christmas boxes to their families. What? That's what Boxing Day is? Who celebrates Boxing Day? Is it just Great Britain? Canada? Is it those two? Is it like all the British? Yeah, like everyone that comes under the monarchy? I feel like the British monarchy does Boxing Day. Do they know what they're celebrating? So let me ask you this, Anna. How do you celebrate Boxing Day? Like in the Isles, as in British Isles. The tradition may come from the custom in the late Roman, early Christian era, where an alms boxes placed in churches were used to collect special offerings tied to the feast of Saint Stephen. Good morning, Ethan. So good to see you. So that's interesting. So listen, for everyone who's missing the Christmas holidays, right? Or the holiday season, if you're not religious, you have Boxing Day. Also, if you are religious, there's Epiphany. Epiphany comes up. And if you're not religious, the New Year comes up. Or if you are, I mean, it could be both. New Year's comes up, right? It's like we're trying, it's almost like we're breadcrumbing the season. You know what I mean? We're like, "Oh," and then you got Mardi Gras. If you're from the South, especially Louisiana, where I'm from, that is 100% a season all to itself, is the Mardi Gras season. And that's a lot of fun. And then if you live in Houston, where I live, you have the rodeo. Look, now I'm getting bet and now I'm getting pumped. I'm excited because I'm not going to get down when Christmas is over the next day and all the things are done and the Christmas music. That's what I don't like. I think there should be like a 12-step program in how we exit holiday seasons. Like, I feel like we get really used to all the things and now we need like a process of how to get out of it. Like, I think that that's what we need. That's what I'm looking for. Even Thanksgiving, there should be like a process of how to get out of it. We don't have that. We have all or nothing in this society. Okay. So let's see. One last thing that Anna wrote. In Massachusetts, Governor William Weld declared every 26th of December as Boxing Day in response to the efforts of a coalition of British citizens to transport the English tradition to the United States, but it's not an employee holiday. And there's a bunch of random countries who celebrate it. All right, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate Boxing Day. I don't know how. I'm going to do some research. I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll let you know on Monday. We should call it new holidays that we're going to now incorporate into our lives. Something I need to do. Okay, so what else is going on this weekend? I talked about I'm going to be Hawaiiing my life. I'm going to be doing laundry. I'm going to be coming back into reality from being in Hawaii. What are you doing this weekend? It's Friday. We need to discuss this. I need to know where everybody's at and what their plans are because I need some plans. I want to know like what else you're going to be doing. Anna's asking me about my dog Jack. I could talk about this really quickly. I would love to talk about Jack. I have a mini Pomeranian. You guys, if you don't know what a mini Pomeranian is, it's absolutely ridiculous, which makes it so fantastic. Pomeranians are really tiny, fuzzy dogs. And a mini Pomeranian is a dog that is even smaller and only gets to be 5 pounds. 5 pounds, this dog. He's like 5.5 pounds. That's it. He's topped out. Okay. He's just a fluff. He's just a ball of fluff. And the bad thing is that when you breed dogs, which I know we're not supposed to, we should be doing shelter dogs, but listen, it was the pandemic. We made some choices. Okay. So, all right. We did what we had to do to get through this thing. All right. So this little fluff ball, which I'm not a dog person, but I'm obsessed with this dog. came into my life and he has knees that they don't work. He's not even 2 years old yet. Okay. March 2022, he'll be 2. So he's like 1.5. He's already had 2 surgeries on his knees. He's so tiny and fluffy. And yesterday he started holding up one of his legs like this. And so my husband Nathan brought him to the vet and sounds like he's gonna have to have a 3rd surgery. His little ligament fell out of his leg. How does that happen? How There he is. Anna found a picture of Jack. He looks like a little bat, or he looks like a little, it depends on when we take pictures of him, like how fuzzy he is. He looks like a little black bear. He's just a little black fuzzball. He's my best friend. I love that guy. So, everybody think about Jack. This weekend, he might be going to physical therapy. This poor dog. What else is going on? Anna, what are you up to this weekend? She is going to Friendsgiving and she's going to be cooking. Now, here's what's interesting about your Friendsgiving. I love that you do this. And I want to know the list of things that you're going to be cooking. Anna, who else is doing Friendsgiving? Let me know. I used to go to Dallas every year, okay, which is like 4 hours away from Houston, and do Friendsgiving with college friends. And we did it every year. We got together and we would cook like this crazy meal. It was so fun. It was hosted by really lovely friends from college, but then everybody started making 20,000 kids. Like, all of a sudden, it was so hard to get together because everybody had babies. We all had these little tiny babies. And now, what nobody talks about, when your kids get bigger, it's sometimes harder because they're all in these different activities. They're doing all this different stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you've got games on Saturday, you've got, plays on the weekend, I don't know, like, you've just got all this stuff. So, we don't do Friendsgiving with our college friends anymore, and it makes me sad because it was really fantastic, and it was a really great way to reconnect with everyone at least once a year. Maybe we'll bring it back. Maybe my husband and I will. We'll bring it back one day. Anna is going to Friendsgiving, and she is in charge of ham and mashed potatoes. This is a question that I have. Making mashed potatoes is one of my favorite things to do. And by that I mean because I love to eat them. So, I got really into making mashed potatoes one year, and one of my secrets, I'll share a secret, is that I always take a stick of butter, if not 2 sticks of butter. I'm a Land O'Lakes person. I know that there's lots of other butters out there. I get it, but I enjoy Land O'Lakes. I really do. It's just one of my things. So, I get like my Pyrex measuring cup, it's made out of glass, and I put the sticks of butter and then I fill it up with cream, heavy cream, and maybe some whole milk, because that's a lot of cream, salt and pepper, and I stick it in the microwave. Now, I started adding a block of cream cheese. I kind of cut it down to maybe a third of a block. Um, yeah, probably around a third of a block now, or maybe half, but right around a third of a block. So now we've got butter, 2 sticks of butter, cream, milk, salt, pepper, and a part of a block of cream cheese. Sometimes Okay, yes, okay. So I melt that in the microwave. I like heat it up, right? In just seconds at a time because you don't want the milk to curdle or to get like, too overheated. So I do like 15 seconds, stir it, 15 seconds, stir it, whatever. Then when I'm done with that, I add in like a plop or 2 of sour cream and stir it up. And then I pour it over my already like chopped, boiled, peeled potatoes and mash it. Y'all, it is it's an experience. It's like so good. I think I just spit on my computer because I'm salivating. I'm like, "This sounds delicious." Sheila says we need a demo of mashed potatoes. I'll do it. I think that would be great. I would totally come in here. I'm gonna cook next week. I'm gonna cook something. Anna, I think I should cook something every day next week. I think I should. I think that would be super fun. We don't do the show on Thanksgiving. I get a day off. But every day leading up, I say I cook something. Could we put a microwave in here? I bet I could get Nathan to get me a little tiny mini microwave. And I'm going to give you another tip, everybody. I'm going to give you another tip about these mashed potatoes. Orida. Ore-Ida. We all love Ore-Ida, right? They have all the frozen French fries and the frozen tater tots. Ore-Ida now has a package that comes frozen. It's called Steam and Mash. It is literally only potato cubes already peeled, already boiled in a bag, nothing. They've added nothing. No salt, no pepper, no water, no anything. It's just potatoes. You stick the bag in the microwave for 10 minutes, open it up, dump it in a bowl. You've got hot, peeled, boiled potatoes, and then you can mash them and make them however you want. You skip the peeling, you skip the cutting, you skip the boiling. I'm just saying, if you need there is nothing wrong with quick tips, like, nothing wrong with, like, shortcuts. Nothing. Doesn't make you not a man, doesn't make you not a woman, doesn't make you not American, doesn't make you not a citizen of the world. You can do shortcuts when you cook. That is a fact. We all here agree with that. Sheila says, "Sorry, Nathan, now that he's buying me a microwave." Actually, I think it's a brilliant idea, Sheila, because here's the thing, I can do cooking things in the studio. Like, this could be like a real morning show. They do cooking stuff all the time on morning shows, you know what I mean? That's what we'll do, we'll have a cooking segment. I can't. I am so excited, Anna. We're now writing in a cooking segment. We're gonna debut it next week, and if everybody loves it, we'll stick with it. We'll have a cooking segment. I think that sounds lovely. I'm making cookie pie with all of y'all next week. What you're gonna need for that is a graham cracker crust. You're gonna need vitamin D milk. You're gonna need Chips Ahoy chocolate chunk cookies, the chunky kind, and you're gonna need Cool Whip in the tub, extra creamy. I'm gonna change your life. I'm serious. We are gonna get through these holidays and y'all are gonna love it. It's gonna be fantastic. I would love to know any of your shortcuts. How do you shortcut the big cooking? Not just Thanksgiving, but any day. Yes, Grubhub can be an answer. That's my answer. I Grubhub all the time. But do you have any tips for us? Is there anything that you have found, you know what, this really helps get through the holidays? Another one that I have, if you have not had this, and I'm very pro therapy. I talk about my therapist all the time. But I'm going to tell you one of oh, Anna, I didn't know you were writing to me. I'm so sorry. I'll go back and read what you were saying. But I'm going to say this really quick. My therapist is also one of my friends, which I'm sure that's not okay, but it's just how I live life. So anyway, I was telling her about these rolls called Sister Schubert rolls. They come in a foil pie plate in a plastic wrap, and they're in the frozen food section. Sister Schubert. Anna, can you find Sister Schubert? Schubert, Schubert. Here's what you do. You get a stick of butter. Can you tell I'm from the South? You get a stick of butter. You open that up. You cut it up into pieces, or you pull it, like you dot it. You know what I mean? Like when you pull off butter and you just dot it on. You dot the entire foil thing. That's them. Sister Schubert rolls. Parker House style rolls. You take off that plastic wrap. You get a stick of butter and you just put that butter on top of the entire thing. I don't care how you do it. You either pick it off with your hands, you cut it, you knife it, whatever you do. And then you bake it. Listen, y'all. Anna, have you had these? I'll check your thing in just a sec. My therapist called me at home and was like, Liv, I had never had these before. You changed my life. And I was like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Listen, I didn't get to 458 pounds because I didn't like eating. Now, that's not why I got there, but you can trust me when I talk about food. I take it very seriously. Okay, Anna's going to be making compound butter and an apple pie, but half of her friends are gluten free. How do you make apple pie without gluten? You're gonna have to tell me that. Yes, a plop is an official measurement. When I said about the sour cream, this is what a sour cream plop is. You take your big tablespoon and you plop it. You scoop it in the sour cream. You got to use Daisy sour cream. Why do I not have sponsors? And you plop it into the thing. That's a measurement. I think it's a measurement. Okay. Just take your phone into the kitchen. Well, I could take my phone in the kitchen, but then we wouldn't have all the great equipment. I want to do my kitchen's really awesome, you guys. I didn't cook, I didn't make it. So, see, Sheila gets it. Do a dollop of daisy. See, I didn't make it up. Yeah, plop, dollop. I mean, it's the same word, right? I could get a hot plate for Friday, Black Friday. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so Anna, your life has now changed. Bring those rolls, do the butter situation that I said before you put it in the oven and bake it. Game changer. you you will sit there and close your eyes when you're eating this roll that is saturated in butter that's been cooked into it. Nathan says you can call your cooking segment microwaving with cream and butter. Everyone's going to be like, of course you're a good cook, Liv. It all involves butter and cream. How can you not be a good cook if you involve butter and cream? Someone explain that to me. That's why when I went vegan, I was like, look, I'm going to have to be like legit about my cooking. I can't rely on cream and butter anymore. So I have to like step it up and really do flavor profiles and get really creative. And so my goal was if I can't rely on cream and butter and cheese anymore as a vegan, I want my food to be in someone's mouth and them saying, "This is fantastic food," not "This is fantastic vegan food." That's my goal, okay? When I cook vegan. So, now that I'm not vegan during the pandemic, because I didn't do it for animals, I did it for health reasons, as I shared today. You heard my weight story. So, but listen, if you can do the cream and butter, do it. There is a reason it's on the planet. Don't fight it, everybody. And obviously, cream cheese just makes everything better. How does it not? You know what else I need to make for everybody? I need to make my God, now all this stuff is coming to me. This would be a great cooking segment. Would be my cream cheese sopapillas. Ooh, you guys. So delicious. Okay. I can't believe that we're actually almost done with today's show. Like it's getting so close. It's crazy. Um we will be back on Monday. Okay, everybody. The show is 8 to 10 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's Eastern time. So, those of you in Central time, like me, because I'm in the great state of Texas, that's 7 to 9 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Tuesday, Thursdays, I am here from 8 to 9 Eastern, which is 7 to 8 Central time. I can't believe I'm nailing this. Like, I can't believe I just said all those time zone things. That's crazy. I am the worst with time. Anyway, good morning, Dennis. I'm so glad you're here. Hello. Nathan says, realistically, you should add a sister sherbet roll to your butter. I liked the butter baked into the rolls. I'm saying that takes it up a notch. Now, if you want to add butter to it still, you can. I'm not going to say no. And you're going to learn how to poke the butter in the hole so it gets underneath. Okay, I got to stop talking about this. Okay. So, today you guys on Fridays there's a break in between me and the next show. The next show is Anthony Davis, the Anthony Davis show, and he starts at 12 p.m. Eastern. I had to think about that. I was like, that's not AM, that's PM. He starts at 12 p.m. Eastern. And again, it's the same. Like it's Backchannel, it's the Echo Dot, it's the Alexa, it's the apps, it's YouTube. You can do all these things and you can interact with Anthony. And so that's the next show that's coming up. I can't wait to hear about all the things we're supposed to do this weekend. The way down The Way Down is our homework. All right, The Way Down's my homework. I'm gonna watch The Way Down. I'm gonna watch also what Mindy told us to watch. I'm gonna watch that show. I'm probably going to eat some Sister Schubert rolls. I think I need to practice and make sure that I have my Thanksgiving things ready to go and that I know what I'm doing next week. We're gonna add a cooking segment to this show. Why wouldn't we? That sounds kind of cool. And I'll decide whether we go in my kitchen or not. Maybe y'all can vote about it. The kitchen is amazing. Again, I didn't build this house, so I don't feel bad about saying that. The kitchen's phenomenal. But either way, we could figure out how to do it here. So I want you guys to come back on Monday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, today is Friday and you need to go out there and you need to make it count. Sheila says she wants to see the kitchen. And because I love Sheila so much, I'm going to make that happen just for you, Sheila. But make it count, Sheila. Make it count. Casey, Courtney, Ethan, Nathan, Anna, me. Get out there and don't forget, you guys, to live every day. Until Monday, have a great weekend. Bye, y'all.